What's up, y'all? This is Sean here. Wanted to share a thought about the character of God. Let's say you're at a rally and there's 1,000 people, angry, violent, protesting about things that are or are not taking place. All of a sudden, you have one person that's walking by who's got a tragic sickness, cancer, AIDS, whatever have you. Next thing you know, Jesus himself literally appears before them all. What do you think he'll say or do? Personally, I think you'd have a lot of awestruck people, and I would not be surprised if all of a sudden they go to him and begin to question him. Lord, intervene, do this, do that, this person needs to go, this needs to change, blah, 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 and just begin to just hound him with all these questions. But the one person that was walking by begins to try to press him to get to him, saying, if I could just get to him, or if he'll just notice me, I know I'll be healed. In the midst of all those loud voices trying to get answers from Jesus and getting the Lord to intervene and solve this crisis, I believe Jesus would walk straight through those people and would go right to where the need is and meet them right where they're at. It would heal that person. That person would have an experience that he or she would never forget. So what does that say about the character of God? You can't say he wouldn't do it, because guess what? Don't take my word for it. Go read the Word of God. All throughout the Word of God, when Jesus came, he did the opposite of what everybody else thought. Religious leaders say don't heal the sick on the Sabbath. Jesus healed on the Sabbath. Religious leaders said don't hang out with the publicans and sinners. Jesus hung out with the publicans and sinners. Heck, Jesus even went and got a tax collector and hired them as his disciple, or brought him on as his disciple, which stirred up a lot of people. Say, what are you doing with this type of person? So again, what does that say about the character of God? Get to know the character of God. Doesn't mean that the things that are happening around the world today are all right or all wrong, because heck, there's a lot of crazy things that are going on. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with. But getting to know the character of who the Lord is, what do you think he would say? What if Jesus himself appeared before you, right there, manifested? What do you think you would do? I can promise you the first words out of your mouth would not be accusational. It would not be blame. None of those things would come out of your mouth. Frankly, every care of things of this world would literally just fade away, and nothing but adoration and praise for who he is would come out of your mouth. And if you're a non-believer, instantly you would say, Jesus, you are Lord. I can promise you that would happen. But just getting to know the character of God. He is love. He's a God that's still to be reverenced, feared, and adored, but he is love, and he cares for you, and he will meet your need wherever you are. But instead of trying to stir up strife and anger and pointing the blame, especially when you don't know about things that are happening behind the scenes, get to know the character of God. What would the Lord say? Doesn't mean that we stand by idly and we don't say or do certain things. Somebody asks me, hey, is this right? And I'm tell them, say, no, that's not. Somebody says, is this wrong? No, that's right. But just following after the heart of God and seeing what the Lord would say. Again, when Jesus was here, he shocked the world. He changed the world, because he showed who his character is. And people didn't recognize, because they were so busy being raised up and taught certain things instead of getting to know the heart of God. Doesn't mean they were all wrong by any fashion, but the character of God is so much more than what we realize. Get to know him. God bless.